Greetings, minions, galactic survivalists, and fellow gamers. This is Silverblade, playing Empyrion Galactic Survival, because I'm not playing anything else on camera right now. Alpha 6.3, and this is episode 27. So I just got back from mining, I believe it was up in there. And I kind of got a little bit more than I was anticipating. But hey, you didn't get to watch it all. You didn't have to watch it all. So, you're welcome. So anyways, we're going to pop this up in ya. And then we are going to crank out a bunch more blocks. Probably... Oops, a couple hundred will do. Probably not gonna need them all, but I'd rather have more than enough than otherwise. Need to put my drill up in here. Repair that. Armor's still good, so that's awesome. Let's make a deposit. So 10 gold. We got 792 credits. So, cha-chang! That's what? 500 credits for 10 gold. Not bad, I guess. I don't really know what the exchange rate is, to be certain, or what the actual value of the gold is. But we will figure that out in time when it comes to doing the trading. So, let's top off our ammo. And there's that. I'd rather have a full stack of ammo than not. Because you never know. Now I want to start remodeling the base, but since it's nighttime, kind of have my apprehensions because at any time there should be a drone strike coming in, and I don't want to deactivate the base or remove cannons. I want to make sure that the base is defended, and then after it's gone, the wave of drones is gone, then get into the hardcore construction aspect of things. So all I can really do right now is just start grinding out some blocks. Let's take a look and see. We got some windows. Oh, those are for HVs and SVs. Because I'm not really all that happy with the layout here. I thought it'd be nicer to have it in the floor, because then you have open floor space, but as you can see, it didn't turn out quite like it should have. Alright, so... Oh, we got a cargo box full of nothing. So let's take all the building stuff. Now this will have to go in a different box. Okay. Oops, did not want to grab that. Alright, so we got those building supplies. I think there's some over in here. And there is. Okay, I'm going to keep the survival constructor in here. Deposit that. Double check to make sure I ain't skipping anything, because my eyeballs are kind of bugging out on me. And okay, so that's good. Let's just deposit all the construction materials in here. I thought somewhere I had a displaced light or something. Maybe I didn't. And that's one of the reasons why I want to remodel. Falling into the floor like that, it no good. It no good, boss. Alright, we'll take that. Now, one thing I love about emergency rations, 500 food, so it's your entire health bar of food there. 250 stamina. Doesn't get you any health, but you notice there's no perish timer on it. So they will last, well, essentially forever. No, I ain't gonna put them down here. Set them here on the end. So there's that. Now I'm gonna have to do a better job of like weapon storage, tool storage, ammo storage, tool ammo storage, or something like to that effect. Armor storage is gonna be a thing now. But I think I'll do that when I get the base reconstructed. So we will fill that all up. Hopefully, I was kind of hoping to use these fuel cells. Now, the thing about the small fuel packs like this, these hydrogen packs, they only have a fuel value of 15, which is the smallest of them all, but they're easy to produce because all you need is hydrogen. These here are a lot better at 150, and I think the regular ones are just 50. But the fusion cells, those are the things I'm really looking forward to. So let's go out. Let's see, how much experience do we need? Give or take about, what, 10,000? So we're going to have to go into hunter-gatherer mode here and just start picking up stuff, killing things, and trying to harvest all the experience that we can get. Basically, I'm trying to buy time while things are constructing, waiting for the drones, and also kind of waiting for daylight as well. Because building at night, it's not impossible, it's not excessively difficult, but it's just it's not easy on the eyes. Alright, so I guess this is the only good patch here on this little island here. Forgot about that tree. Alright, so there's not much more out here from the looks of it. Okay, there's a plant there. Got an excess amount of aloe, it seems. So each one of these things I'm picking up, if you don't know already, and I know that you guys, most of you guys that comment, know it already. You probably know it better than I do, but yeah, each thing you pick up, you get a certain amount of XP for it, and usually it's about 100 XP for plants. For killing critters, I think it varies depending on the ferocity of the creature. If it's something docile, like a mule, lizard, or something like that, it's not as much as, say, a night raptor that eats your face. Speaking of raptor, hello boys, remember me? Yeah. So there was some experience there. I just happened to miss what it credited me with, if it credited me at all, but yeah, killing critters does give you a certain amount of XP. And at some point I'm going to have to do like proper work, because I just play for fun, not to get like really into it, because when a game gets stale I tend to wander elsewhere and then come back at them at another time whenever the vibe suits me. But do a proper research as to what each critter does in XP. I know there's bound to be wikis that have that information already, but I like to hunt down the information directly for myself instead of go by, well, this says that, because sometimes they're not up to date. And when they're not up to date, and they don't say that they're out of date, oops, misinformation gets spread. Whew. Okay. So there was some experience there, although I was too engrossed in the situation to see exactly what amount of XP I got out of it. But as you can see, we're much closer than we were a few minutes ago. All right. Now these guys run if you shoot them, so we get real close to them so they don't get too far away. Oh, salad monster. $644 XP and 58 XP. So hunting is definitely the better way to harvest experience. $484 XP for that. Sorry kids, but your mama died. I'm sure she tastes great and is less filling. On the other hand, I will save you guys from the Night Raptor, which is 840 XP. And is packed with protein and nutrients. Alright, so where are we standing here? Ooh, we're getting really close to leveling up. This is going to be a joyous occasion, at least in my book. So there's 100 right there. Oh, hi there, Mr. Salad. That's what you get for being a vegan nightmare. Eat more chicken. Okay, and then you... Oh, what are you, just a baby? Yeah. Grow up, get fat, and then become dinner. There's mama. You're not a mama. And it has been so long since I saw that show. I mean, that's like, what? Early 90s? And even then, I didn't always get the chance to see that show. Okay, getting much closer now. Alright. Probably all I need is, let's see, what do I need here? About 400, just a little over 400 XP, so probably don't need to pick off any more animals, but it is kind of fun. If we see any plants worth picking along the way, we'll grab them. Yoink! Some aqua berries. Okay, so he wants to play. It's an aggressive dinosaur. Okay, Mr. Dinosaur, who's aggressive, but tastes great. I guess after 64 million years, you're aged meat. Ta-da! Okay, that's one of you guys. Okay, so I don't really need to mess with them. Let's head back to the base via the long way. We're level 15, so we got a bunch of points to use and a bunch of things to unlock. Oh, those jerks. Well, you know what? I'm still a little bit butthurt from these guys. Whoa. Where did that other one go? I need his credit card. That still makes me laugh. So there's that one. And the other one was kind of like in this direction. It's kind of hard to see in the tall grass. And the fact that it is nighttime. And I was kind of just spraying and oh, there he is. Should not have been that hard to find him, actually. So, alright, so let's eat some of this. Kind of thin out my inventory a little bit, because I don't know if I'm going to have enough room. I have food poisoning? From honey? That's odd. But I don't know if I'll have enough room in my fridge back at the base. So I might as well chomp down. Plus I'm hungry, so, or I was. Now I got the poops or something. Alright, let's get back before we soil our armor. Okay, the small med kit was just enough to deal with the food poisoning, so that's hunky-dory. It does say in the stats for it, open wound, broken leg, and food poisoning. It's a salad monster! And I'm a salad shooter. But no, I'm not a... I'm not a vegan, bulimic, or anorexic. Oh man, the jokes I could tell relating to that kind of stuff. I mean, I could tell some, but in this day and age, there's bound to be someone that's going to get butthurt over it, so I'll just kind of quietly chuckle to myself and not elicit any groans, moans, and forehead slaps from my 460 subscribers at the time that I record this anyway. Hey, little buddy. I'm gonna name you Lumpy. Not to be confused with Lumpy from the Star Wars Holiday Special. Oh my god. And now I know I'm gonna catch shit for invoking the mere mention of that. Yeah, kids, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you look it up. Or don't. It's probably best you don't. It's kind of funny about the holiday special, the Star Wars holiday special. Besides the obvious, or the sadness of it, my boss at the comic shop, back when I was working there, and he was still alive, obviously. My boss was prone to big claims of extraordinary bullshit. One of those claims was that he was one of the people that helped spread the bootleg copy in the early 80s of the Star Wars Holiday Special, which to this day George Lucas would like expunged from the face of the earth, as well as a lot of other people, I'm sure, would think the same thing. From what I remember my boss saying was that him and some guys from Australia, like someone here in the United States, got their hands on a copy, and he helped copy a master copy, and from that copy it got copied and then sent to some people in Australia, which then did, from their copy made mass copies that got passed around at comic conventions and Star Wars conventions and things like that. Now, like I said, my boss was prone to high doses of bullshittery. Made things up, but he always made it into an interesting story. Well, most times. Then there's times that the bullshit was so thick you couldn't even wade through it. And I hate to be a complete dick, but I usually called him out on some of it just because, well, that's a whole other story. But yeah, he claimed that he was one of the original people to share pirated, bootleg, whatever you want to call it, copies of the Star Wars Holiday Special. Now, I wouldn't personally brag about that if I was involved. But, oh man, food poisoning again. Yeah, he claimed to have been the one that, well, one of a few people that helped spread the joy of Lumpy, Chewbacca's son, and poor Art Carney, who looked like he really did not want to be there. And then, the rest of her soul, it coked out Carrie Fisher. I mean, she looked like she was in space. It was a show, but she looked like she really was in outer space. Like, in the eyes, that 10,000 meter stare, or like really big eye and just like looking around like, whoa, this is thrilling. That kind of stuff. It was just, yeah. But yeah, my boss used to probably boast about that. And so mentioning that this little guy out here is named Lumpy just kind of kicked that whole tangent, which you probably are now regretting. I regret it. I know that much. Anywho, we got all that stuff together. We got to start throwing some points, spending it, making it rain with the points. So the first thing I want to do is go to the base one, and that's going to be a big one. And that's going to be important. I assume that as well. Got 128 points. Okay, so I'm going to have to be a little bit careful so I don't overdo it. Now, minigun turrets are cool. I already got cannon turrets. I'm not sure if these can... They need to put an identifier in the descriptions here of which ones can fire in atmosphere and which ones can't. I know obviously the cannon turret and I think the rocket turret can fire in an atmosphere and in space, but like I think the plasma turret and the pulse laser turret can't fire in an atmosphere, although the alien bases seem to have plasma and pulse laser turrets on their bases, and they do fire in atmosphere. So I mean, kind of a double standard, I guess. You know, like, well, we can have it, but you can't, kind of thing. So don't know about that. And there's no description for the furnace. I would assume that the artillery turret works in atmosphere. Alright, so weapons. A laser pistol, not really all that important. And we may actually end up picking these up along the way. So I'll hold off on those. We'll just get... wait. We'll not worry about that. Oh yeah. That's definitely a grab right there. So we're almost done on the miscellany. So now we have a plasma turret. Most likely this one will work in atmosphere, but I'm not really too worried about that because this... Yoink. That's a big one. Not worried about doors. Not really worried about those. Small vessel. Yes, please. We'll hold off on that for a moment. Let's see, base again. Yeah, I think we're kind of good for now. The big thing for me was some of these here, and then the drill turret. And let's see. Yep. 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 I'm going to hold off on those for just a moment because I only got 12 points left. And I probably overspent. Let's see, do I have any other cockpits? Because that's kind of a deal breaker for a ship if you don't have that, you know? I am going to need landing gear blocks. Repair bay is nice. Oh wait, this is for the cap vessel. DDD. So I will be needing the cockpit. For small vessel, I think we got that licked. Yeah, we got cockpit blocks. So it's the cap vessel where this is important. So let's see. So I don't want to build with the small thruster blocks. I'm going to use these honking huge ones when I get to the capital vessel level. But that's going to be a little ways off, I believe. So cap vessel. Can't afford that right now. So 5 points. I'm not wasting on a passenger seat when I have no passengers. I don't really use sentry guns. So not really for external use at this point. Let's see. What can we drop 5 in? That could be useful. And this is for the base. Huh. I always have thought that one of my worst aspects is my indecision. There we go. So we got all our points spent for level 15. We've got a ton of these made up. And we still have plenty of iron to spare. Maybe needing copper, cobalt, neodymium. That's one we'll have to get by other means. Yeah, so we're gonna have to eventually start grabbing some of these other resources and restocking. We've got parts for making upgrades and that kind of stuff. 2 power coils left. And we're a little low on zirconium, so we can't make another one. We can make a Type 2 auto mining device, which would help out a good deal, but I'm going to hold out for Type 3, because I think they have a better energy to yield ratio. Yeah, ores per hour for the Type 1 is 100. For the Type 2, it's 200. It's 80 kilowatts versus 40 kilowatts. And this also, the Type 2 also has like double the storage. So I imagine the Type 3 is even better than that in terms of stats. So that's why I'm going to hold out for that. Anyway, we are over time. And I'm yawning. It's late. I've been up for a long time. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, learned something from it. Do check out the links in the description box. There's my Twitter, there's my Patreon. Most importantly, there's links to other YouTubers, friends of mine, or people I know, or people that I've seen their channels and have had some contact with, but I think that their content is excellent and they deserve viewers. So do check them out, subscribe if you so choose, and let them know that I sent you. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, see you later. Twitch.